Hey everyone, welcome back to the Be Nice Yoga online studio. My name is Krista and today we're going to work through what I like to call a lazy weekend flow. So what I mean by that is, if you were anything like me this past weekend, I sat around kind of giving myself the opportunity to relax, which felt really great, but my body seemed to be quite stiff today. So today's practice is going to help counter some of that relaxation and open us back up in those areas that are stiff, like our hips, our back, our chest and shoulders. So before we get started on our very gentle flow today, I'd like you to just find a seated position. You can cross at the ankles, sitting up nice and tall, rolling your shoulders down the back. Now we don't need any props for today's practice, although I do like to sit on a meditation cushion and have a blanket for under the knees. If you'd like to grab those props, now is a great time. And then again, just sitting up nice and tall here, we're going to begin by softening our eyes and finding our breath. Just taking some time to settle into your breath, feeling the inhale move through the nose, the exhale release out the mouth. Some long, deep clearing breaths may feel nice here. Deeply in through the nose and fully out through the mouth. Allowing the sitting bones to ground into the earth. Allowing the body to soften. Your face to relax. We're going to begin our practice with a moment of gratitude. So taking as much time as you need to, just to gently bring the hands to prayer and connect them to the heart. We want to stay nice and comfortable and relaxed in our seated position. With the hands connecting to the heart space, starting to feel your breath and your awareness in this energy center of the body. The inhale lifts the chest up. The exhale softens it back down. So feeling into your heart space and starting to notice a sensation of gratitude here. Thinking of one thing that you're grateful for, one thing that fills your heart with love and joy. I always like to start the practice with gratitude, allowing us to ground into this energy of love, of presence, really allowing ourselves to be open through our heart center. Keeping this piece of gratitude in your heart space, very slowly lowering the hands to the knees, dropping your chin towards your chest. And then just taking a moment here to blink the eyes open. We're going to lift up through our gaze, roll the shoulders down the back once again, and then begin our seated sequence from here. Let's start by taking a big breath in and reaching both arms up to the sky. I want you to feel some length through your front side body, reaching, and then drop the shoulders away from the ears. We're just going to breathe some heat and some length into the body. And then with your next exhale, let's lower our right hand down as we reach our left arm up and over, finding that left palm towards the earth, keeping your left hip grounded and lengthening out here. I want 3 more deep breaths. We're going to move nice and slow in this flow today. Your left shoulder's away from the ear, allowing the neck some space. And on your next inhale, we're going to reach both arms back up to the sky, dropping the shoulders. Exhale, left hand comes down, right arm reaches up and over. So again, we're staying glued and connected to the earth through that right hip. Long line of energy through right side body, right palm to the earth. Deep breath. 3 more here. So nice. We're going to inhale both arms up to the sky, reach and lengthen, drop your shoulders. And on your exhale, I'd like you to reach the arms out in front. So I don't know if Nova's going to be very happy with this. We're just going to start to walk our hands out, rocking side to side, coming into our hips and our low back. A few more breaths here. Nice. Let's slowly roll back up on our next inhale. Reach to the sky, soften the shoulders, and exhale over to the right once again. So internal spiral through your left arm. We're going to stay rooted through that left hip, finding a deep side bend here. So you'll notice sometimes I like to close my eyes. This is a beautiful way to feel into the sensation of your body, to allow you more rest and relaxation in your practice. Let's inhale back up to center, reach. Soften your shoulders, exhale, other side. Brucey. Got the other cat in the plants now. 2 more deep breaths here. Nice, let's inhale back up, reach and lengthen. Exhale into our forward fold once again. Okay, so I like a little bit of movement side to side. It brings it into the hips as well as the low back. We've got a few more breaths here. Deep inhales and exhales. Nice, let's inhale back up to the sky. I want you to reach and lengthen. Exhale, shoulders drop down. We're going to twist it out. Let's take our left hand across to our right knee. Find an inhale to create length through the spine and exhale into a deep twist. You can take your gaze over your right shoulder, finding breath to help you here. Inhale, creates length. Exhale, releases into a twist. Go on. Beautiful. Let's inhale back up to the sky, reach and lengthen. Exhale, twisting, so right hand to left knee. Again, the inhale creates length. The exhale twists us a little bit deeper. Nice. Let's inhale back up to center. This time on our exhale, I'd like you to pull the arms out beside you. So we're going to lift up through our chest, lift up through the chin, find some space through the front side body. And then from here, let's inhale, reach up to the sky, and find our flow. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. We've got 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale, holding cactus arms, breathing here. And gently release. Nice. Let's roll the shoulders a few times down the back. Bruce is really interested in that plant. Nice. Taking the shoulders forward. Beautiful. And then just finding a seated position. So we're going to do a couple more seated flows before we move into our tabletop flow. So hands just resting on the lap. I'd like to come deeper into the low back and hips. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to take our chest and belly over our right knee. Swooping all the way out in front. Coming up on the left side. And then as we come back, we tuck the chin. Nice. Let's do that again. Full circle forward, nice and slow so we can get into those tight areas in the hips. Especially if we've been sitting a lot, this is going to feel really great to help release any of that tension. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And then switch directions. Let's take our chest and belly over the left knee first. All the way out in front, and then up on the right side. Beautiful. Couple more here. So as we move slow, we're feeling it into our hips, our low back. Beautiful. Last one. Nice. Let's come up to center. Just giving our hips a moment. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, interlace the hands and flip so that the palms are reaching. So trying to keep your shoulders soft. A lot of times we want to do this. Let's just try to relax a little bit. I want you to breathe and notice your upper back. Palms are flipped to the sky. We're going to inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach your arms out in front. Flip the palms towards your face and tuck your chin. Inhale, reach, lengthen, flip. Exhale, all the way out in front, curling through the upper back, tuck the chin. 3 more here. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2. Last one, reach. Exhale. And then inhale, back up to the sky. Exhale, both hands down beside the hips. So fingertips are connected to your mat at first. We're going to feel into a tall spine, shoulders are soft. And then from here, we're going to take our right ear very gently down towards our right shoulder. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine, so we want to feel that length here, and then also the length through our the left side of our neck. Okay, even a little bit into the arm. Let's inhale very slowly back up, and exhale left ear to left shoulder. Deep breath here. Okay, this can be quite intense for the neck and shoulders, so be very mindful. Beautiful. Let's come back up to center. We're going to reach and inhale up to the sky. On our exhale, I'd like you to cross the ankles and roll forward. We're going to come into a tabletop position, so just removing any props that you were sitting on, coming into table with our knees underneath our hips and our wrists under our shoulders. We'll find a very gentle cat-cow flow from here. Inhale, drop the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze. Exhale, big curl through the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tail. Inhale, dropping the belly, lifting both ends up. Exhale, big curl. So on our inhale, we drop down so that we can open up through our front side body. On our exhale, we curl and open up the back side body. 2 more, please. Beautiful, last one here. And exhale, big curl. Coming back to center, release. Inhale, let's reach our left arm up to the sky, please. I want you to find what's called a twisted tabletop. So noticing some openness through your chest as well as your upper back. We're going to do 3 big arm circles here to come into the shoulders. Working at your own pace. Beautiful. Let's meet with that left arm reaching. And then exhale, thread the needle. So I'm going to show you this from the front. Your left arm sweeps under your right as your left cheek finds the earth. Pressing into your right hand to open up through the chest. Feeling a beautiful twist through the upper back as well. Pressing into that right hand, let's inhale, back up, twisted table. And exhale back into tabletop position. Beautiful work. We're going to come back, making sure if we need some movement, we're taking it. And then switching sides. So left hand stays planted. We inhale, twisted table to the right. And then 3 big arm circles here. Beautiful. Let's meet with that right arm lifted. Exhale, thread the needle, right arm under left, right cheek to the mat. Pressing into your left hand as we open up through the chest and upper back. Nice. Let's press into the left hand. Deep inhale finds you back in twisted table. And exhale, hands to the mat. Let's take a moment to bring our knees together and just have a seat back onto the heels. A few shoulder rolls down the back. Nice. We're going to come forward and move into a very gentle lunge sequence. So pulling your right foot through, just helping it through. We want to find some length in that back leg. Tuck the toes and lengthen it back behind you. A cushion under the knees in your lunge is going to feel really nice here. Both hands are framing your front foot, coming into your left hip flexor as well as the outside of your right hip. Tall spine, so gazing right out in front of you. Nice. And then very slowly inhale, walk the hands back, toes up to the sky. So you can see here I have quite a bend in my right leg. My hamstrings are really tight, especially if you sat around. Our hamstrings are going to be really tight from all that sitting. Let's spend a few extra breaths here. Shoulders are as soft as they can be. Face is relaxed. We're trying not to hold tension anywhere else in the body, even though this is quite intense today. Nice work, everyone. Let's very slowly come back to our low lunge. Sink the hips forward. And then bringing your right hand up onto your right knee, we're going to inhale, reach the left arm up to the sky. So here we're sinking our hips forward. We're breathing into our front body as we reach the right arm up as well. Now, if this is too much for you, you're more than welcome to just bring the hands onto the hips, working here instead for 2 more breaths. Nice work, everyone. Sinking the hands back down. We're going to tuck our left toes under, and if you like, you can just sweep the right leg back. For a little counter pose, you can tuck the toes, lift the hips up to the sky, downward facing dog, walking it out. Beautiful. Slow release back down to table. We're going to switch sides here, pulling your left foot through. Sinking your hips forward, finding length through your right leg. And then just framing the foot with the hands. Back toes untucked. So you can see my alignment here. Left knee over ankle, hips are sinking forward. Tall spine, so we're gazing out in front. Feeling into your right hip flexor this time, as well as the outside of the left hip. Beautiful work. We're going to slowly transition, walking back to our hamstring stretch. Deep breath here, right into the belly of our hamstring muscle. So you can see I have a really big bend through the knee. That's okay. We want to target the back of our leg. So if this is not available to you, nice and straight, no worries, bend and make sure you're feeling sensation. A few more breaths here. So nice, everyone. Let's slowly walk forward. Once again, planting the hands on either side of the foot. Sweep the left leg back, tuck both toes under. Inhale, lift the hips up to the sky. Downward facing dog. So what we're going to do from our down dog this time is bend our knees and slowly walk our feet up to the top of our mat. And then arrive at the top with a big exhale and forward fold. We've got a few deep breaths here, noticing your back body line, your hamstrings, your glutes. So again, a bend in the knees is going to be really helpful if you're stiff through your back body. And then what I'd like you to do is heel toe your feet as wide as your mat, please. We're going to bend into our right knee, plant our right hand on the mat, and inhale, open the left arm up to the sky. 3 big arm circles here. So nice. Let's meet with that left arm reaching. And exhale, switch sides. Big bend through your left knee, plant your left fingertips on the mat, open the right arm up, and 3 big circles. Meeting with the right arm reaching. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Wide leg forward fold, so a little bit wider this time. Crown of the head is heavy. Breathing into your calves, hamstrings, all the way up the back body line. Nice. Let's heel toe our feet back towards mountain stance, so right under the hips. Deeply bending the knees, we're going to plant the hands, walk ourselves back to a high plank and drop the knees. Nice, slow, lower all the way down to the mat. And then just spending a moment or two here, breathing with your hands resting underneath the forehead. Toes are untucked. We're grounding into our belly for a few deep breaths. What we're going to move into from our belly is a very gentle flow through cobra pose. Walk the hands out in front, finding your elbows grounding into the mat. Our bellies are really heavy here and the legs are long behind us. So just taking your time to set this up, I want you to notice that your hands are planted, that you're in a position that feels no pinching or pain through the low back. Let's take an inhale, pressing into the hands, straighten the arms. And on the exhale, we spin the elbows out beside us as we roll forward. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower. Let's do a few more here. Moving with your breath, expanding on the inhale, relaxing on the exhale. 2 more. Last one. And exhale, nice slow lower. Grounding your right cheek on your right hand. We're going to pull our left arm out beside us and then pull the left knee up towards it. So you can notice the 90-degree angle through my arm and through my leg. We're going to ground down and rest here. This is called half frog pose. Breathing into the outside of our left hip, trying to ground the hip flexor towards the earth. It's a beautiful stretch for the low back as well. Very slowly, let's straighten our left leg back behind us. Take a moment just to switch sides. So right arm comes out beside you, right knee up towards it. Half frog on the other side. Nice work, everyone. Let's straighten out the right side. Come back down onto the belly, resting the forehead on the hands. This time what I'd like you to do is tuck the toes and just drop your heels side to side. This is a really nice release for the front of your legs. Beautiful. Let's bring our hands back under our shoulders. Tuck the toes and inhale, lift up. Exhale, back to child's pose. Knees are a little wider, toes touch as we sink back, arms reach, and forehead grounds. On your next inhale, let's pull ourselves up. Tuck the toes, one last down dog stretch here, lift your legs, lengthen your legs, hips to the sky, pedaling the heels if you'd like. Nice work. Let's bend our knees, come back down to table. We're going to cross at our ankles and really slowly roll back into seated. Taking a moment here just to get set up and seated in the middle of your mat. So what I'd like you to do first as you arrive is walk your hands back behind you. Feet are out and planted. We're going to drop our knees gently over to the right, coming into a hip release here. Very slow, back up to center, switch directions, over to the left. And then let's go a couple more times here, release to the right, and then to the left. Nice, one more each side. Beautiful. We're going to come back up to center, walking ourselves forward and giving our knees a big hug. You can wrap your arms around the knees or underneath. We're going to curl forward, forehead to knees. Nice work, everyone. Let's release that. Bring the hands up to the knees. Hug your knees in as you gently roll onto the back, giving your knees a big squeeze here, rocking and rolling side to side. So we're just going to take a few breaths, coming into our low back and our hips with the knees into chest. We're going to do the remainder of our practice on our stretch on our back before we find our restful position today. Let's keep our right knee hugged into the chest as we plant the left foot down to the mat, please. Feeling into a few breaths here, we can work with circling that right knee around. We're going to start with a hamstring stretch on that right leg. Let's straighten the leg up to the sky. Grab on behind the belly of the hamstring, so right in the middle of your leg. And then flexing and pointing your foot. Nice, slow, mindful movement here as you release through your ankle joint, the front of the foot. We're going to take our right ankle now, release it so it comes across the left knee. And then option is stay here pressing into the right knee, figure 4 stretch, grounded. Or if you'd like a little bit more, you can take the knees into the chest, interlacing your hand behind your left leg this time. So when we're in our figure 4, you can notice my foot is flexed. We want to flex the foot in order to protect the right knee, feeling all the rotation come through the right hip. I like a little bit of movement side to side. Beautiful. We're going to lower our left foot back to the earth and then the right. Planting the hands. Let's take a big breath in to press the hips up to the sky. Front body opener in our bridge pose. A few more breaths here. And then very slowly lowering back down. We're going to switch sides. Take your left knee into the chest, right foot stays planted. A few circles here through that left knee, coming into the hip. Nice work. Let's bring the knee back to center, hug it in, and then straighten the leg up to the sky as you interlace behind the leg, flexing and pointing the foot. Ooh. Okay, feeling some release through the ankle joint. Of course, the full back body line of the leg. Taking your left ankle now, we're going to cross it over our right knee. Again, flex the foot. Feel all the rotation coming from the hip as opposed to the knee. Option to pull the knees into the chest. Staying grounded through the shoulders, breathing deeply into your left hip. A few more breaths here. A little bit of movement side to side feels great. Nice. Let's release the right foot down and crossing the left foot. Plant the hands. Feel strength through the legs here as we inhale. Lift up. Bridge pose for 3, 2, and 1. Nice slow release back down. Taking the knees into the chest. Please give yourself a little squeeze here, rocking side to side. And then we're going to release the legs straight out. Release the arms up overhead and find a full body stretch on your inhale. Release on the exhale. Stepping the feet back in. I'm going to give you about 10 deep breaths here to move into any last postures you need. A few suggestions are your happy baby pose, legs up the wall. Finding any sort of release that works for your body. You tuning in and listening to what the body needs. Got about 5 more breaths, so making sure if you're doing a one-sided stretch, that you've switched sides. You're staying on your back. I'm just coming up to seated to close the practice. Move us into our rest, I should say. Nice, and then fully releasing any of those stretches and postures that you are moving into. We're going to take the rest of our practice to ground down on our back. So lying flat, you're welcome to have a blanket if you used one under the head. You can have the feet planted, knees bent if you're noticing that your low back is bothering you. Just taking some time to really release. Let's inhale fully. Exhale fully. And then returning back to the natural breath as you soften your body into the earth. I want you to feel yourself grounded, present, and aware of the body in space. How do you feel after your practice tonight? How do you feel physically? How do you feel emotionally? This practice, the intention around it was to release tension through the body that we would have built up after our weekend. So the more that we sit, the more that we slow down, the more our body tends to tighten up. Now, I'm not discouraging you from slowing down and taking some self-care days of relaxation. Just know that yoga is such a beautiful tool after you've rested, rejuvenated, to come back to rejuvenate your body and to open it up. Use this as a tool to help integrate movement back into your life after a restful period. When you're ready, we're going to take our knees into our chest, please, giving ourselves a hug. Taking your time to squeeze. Now, if you'd like an upper back stretch, you can keep the hands on the knees and tuck the chin, just releasing the shoulders off the mat. We've got a few more breaths, just stretching the body before you make your way up to seated. So seated, you can either hug the knees in and rock and roll up, or you can drop off onto one side and press up to seated. Take your time, please. Come back to seated whenever you can. We're going to rest the hands on the knees, sitting up nice and tall. Again, you can use the prop, your block, or your meditation cushion if you need it. What we're going to do here is take a big breath in to reach up to the sky, press the palms, exhale the hands to the heart, and bow the head forward. Give yourself some time to reconnect with your moment of gratitude. What are you grateful for in this moment? What brings you joy and love in this moment? What are you thankful for? Holding that gratitude in your heart and letting it be the anchor for the rest of your evening. We're going to take one deep breath in and out. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Thank you for a beautiful, lazy weekend flow. Namaste. Thank you everyone for practicing with me today. For more free yoga classes online, make sure to subscribe to my channel, Be Nice Yoga. Thank you.